Hi, everyone. My name is Simon. Welcome to our Cohors Cthulhu game, which is occupying the late night spot, but not in the black and white cheesy B movie. This is a grim and vile, horrific adventure for Cohors Cthulhu, which is Imperial Rome meets the Cthulhu mythos, Atlantean science, etc., etc. Coming out, kickstarting this fall. We're playing through the quick start of the adventure Rude Awakening. Now, those of you on stream, and sadly, those of you who will join the stream will not see this later, but there are a number of mature themes that will possibly pop up in this session, so I just want to list them off so that everybody knows what you're getting into. Cannibalism, human sacrifice, murders of children and adults, decaying human and animal bodies, harm to animals, corrupt religious cults, mind control, and severe injury, as well as horrifying eldritch entities.
Tick that mature label. One sec.
I mean,
PG-13.
Yeah, it'll be as graphic and gory as we want it to be. Cohors Cthulhu is a little more on the heroic side than some other Roman Cthulhu settings and systems. But that doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and roses for our player characters. So we'll go around and everybody can introduce themselves and who they're playing, unless I missed something. So why don't we start directly below me with Kelly, or
hello, everybody.
To my left, right.
To your left. Hey, everybody. I'm Kelly. I use he and him as my pronouns, and so does Cossus Atreus Thamugatus, who is a North African legionary, a pleb. He's a soldier in his 20s, a Roman citizen and legionnaire from North Africa, and may or may not be descended for some people who might have fought for Carthage back when that was a thing. He is a he a beefy boy. I'm very excited because I have a huge. You guys know my background in Greek and Roman history, so like we're good.
Awesome. Okay, next, Kelle.
Hey, it's Kelle from up the road. Hi, I'm glad to be here tonight. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing, let's get the name right here. Hopefully I get it right. Akusa, she, and she is an Egyptus scholar and occultist. So that sounds like right up my alley. And yeah, so I've played a couple of Cthulhu games. I love the Cthulhu mythos. Yeah, so I'm right up for this. Glad to be here. Nice to see you again, Simon.
And next, Christine.
Well, hello, I am Christine. I very foolishly chose to agree to join a late night game. This was a great decision on my part. I'm normally in bed by now. So this should get a little crazy. I'm on my second energy drink of the night. So let's do this. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Verodu. I think I'm pronouncing that right. They use they, she, he, basically any pronoun that is appropriate to the moment. As they are in their late 20s and they are a Gaulish smuggler scoundrel type. And it's sometimes easier to appear as a dude.
Mm-hmm. All right, and next, Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Gerfrid. She is a Germanic archer, scout type, who has actually dealt with some Cthulhian mythos before, and she has actually been touched by that, and is permanently scarred from an encounter, and so she's dealt with these horrors before, and she's kind of just she knows what it do, and she's not as scared about it, but she does love to hunt and track and use her bow. And this is my first game of Extra Life, but I've been a little bit haven't had the greatest sleep the past few days. If people are unaware, there is a absolutely massive fire. And that's like it's somewhat close to where I live. And if the wind changed directions, I would be in a lot more trouble than I am right now. So it's been keeping me a little stressed for the past 24 plus hours. So it did not sleep well last night. But I'm looking forward to this game because tired is just it's the perfect blend for crazy.
All right, and yeah, everyone send good and positive vibes out that way.
Rain.
Yeah.
If you know any rain dances, fucking send it.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Chris.
Hi there. I'm Chris. I go by Boulder Anna on Twitch. My pronouns are he or they. My character I'm playing this evening is Herodian. He is a courier who has had a pretty rough go of things, but he's making it work. He has his primary characteristic is that he's a very curious and inquisitive person, which I'm sure won't have any negative side effects or cause us any trouble. That's probably fine, right?
Yeah. Be the safest character.
Fine, yeah. I haven't played in a Mythos game for a hot minute, so I'm excited to dip my toes back in the water there. So thanks for having me on board, and stoked to be participating in Extralife.
Awesome. Okay, so Cohors Cthulhu uses the 2d20 system of Modifius, which is a die pool system where you want to roll low, but it also helps generate meta mechanics. There are points called momentum, which players can use to purchase extra dice to roll to gain more successes, to alter the scene in different ways. There are traits called truths, which are basically true statements about a person, a place, a thing, etc., which can give you bonuses or different advantages in how you act out a scene or on a roll. On the other hand, I have what's known as threat, which is my version of momentum, where I get to spend it to do things like make things harder on you, bringing in more enemies, or increasing difficulties, changing the environment, etc., etc. It's a fun. To me, these are fun mechanics because there's very little in the way of sort of GM fiat. It's no, that giant beast showed up because I spent 10 threat on it, and now you're gonna have to deal with it. Players can generate threat for me throughout the game based on their rolls and on their actions. That is also once the menu is up, going to be one of the primary ways to donate is to buy points of momentum and threat for everybody. And any donated momentum can exceed your pool of 6. It's a group pool. Anyone can use it at any time. And I believe you should have your list of things you can spend it on. But if not, let me know and I'll pop it in where we can all see it. Okay. So we'll begin. A short time ago, you joined a small caravan for a journey to the town of Laurium, having heard these frontier roads to be perilous and seen the benefit of mutual protection. Other than your group, the caravan included 2 wagons laden with an assortment of tradable provisions owned by a trio of merchants, each escorted by hired guards. The caravan was led by a Roman named Caius Vagenius Vellus, who took on the role of caravan master. So after a damp morning with a light rain, the spring day had warmed up, become almost an enjoyable afternoon as you traveled along the road, until on entering a denser stretch of woods, everything around you broke into a frenzy. There was no warning of this attack, no shouted demands by what you had assumed must be bandits. There were just incoherent screams and roars as the caravan was beset. A dozen enraged people spilled from the shadows, weapons in hand, their eyes wild and bloodshot as they lashed out at anyone they could reach. The drivers of the 2 wagons were pulled down and brutally clubbed, even as a few mercenaries protecting the merchants drew their weapons and joined the melee. It was settled quickly in a flurry of hacking blows, grunts of pain, bodies falling to the muddy soil. You are among the few survivors. You can hear hasty footfalls as most of the surviving attackers flee between the trees, as suddenly as they first arrived. You're scattered in disarray across a wide area around the wagons. They've both been damaged. The wheels are shattered. The mule either ran off in a panic or are dead. The bodies of many of your former traveling of the attackers are likewise dead or dying on the ground around you. You didn't have time to take much action, like concerted action during the battle, so whatever came naturally to you is what you did, whether that was fight or hide or whatever. Some of you did take some minor bumps and bruises. Now, as you look around you and get a sense of what's going on, there is one battle still underway. The caravan master, Caius Vigenius Velis, is locked in a deadly clinch with a big burly man in a stained tunic, who holds a short bloodied blade in his hand, which Caius is trying to keep away from himself. You can see that he has already been hit and wounded. There's a deep rent in his side. His tunic is now bloodying at a worrying pace. So, relative to the wagons and each other, where are you and what did you try to do during the fight? Let's start with Christine.
Okay. I do have melee fighting, so I would like to work around to maybe stab the combatant in the back, because I'm not afraid to fight.
All right. And did you engage in much fighting during the battle itself?
Probably.
Okay.
They are a scoundrel type, so I think probably trying to use whatever effective cover there is, like the caravan itself, moving around it, ducking back and forth, trying to come up behind somebody and do this with the least amount of risk to themselves as much as possible.
All right. Thank you for whoever donated the threat.
It begins.
I started with 2 points per player. They start with 1 point per player. Okay, cool. Robin.
So, excuse me. Gerfred probably would have tried to, throughout the battle, jump on top of wagons and use her bow and arrow to try and just basically be sniping throughout the entire battle, just taking very carefully aimed shots to try and just basically try and cover the rest of her allies and try as much as possible to create this area to people to advance and get close combat range. So she's probably just staying back more and taking that like sniper position.
Okay, cool. Kelle.
Okay, Akusa has she's got a sling, so she'd probably stay a little bit further back and just try to pick off whomever she could.
Okay. Did she get into much close combat during the battle?
I don't. No, she tends to hang back a little bit more and try to shoot from fight from the front, more along the sidelines.
Okay. And sorry, Robin, I forgot to ask about Gerfred. Same situation on account of the bow, or do you get in the thick of it?
I think she probably gets a little bit in the thick of it. She probably switches to her spear at one point, and starts trying to advance when it looks like someone might need help. She probably gets in there because she does have a spear, so she'll switch to that at some point and gets a bit down and dirty in the thick of it.
Okay. Chris.
So Herodian isn't afraid of combat, but he has another mission he needs to accomplish that involves him not getting killed. So I can see him putting himself sort of between the archers, or between Akusa and Gerfred, and ensuring that no one got close to them and defending their area so no one got into their space. So probably got scrappy with a couple people, but ensured that he was not taking the most of the fight.
Okay. But did still get in some close combat at some point? Okay. All right, and Kelly.
All right, in the center of it. The middle of this, these guys came, shield up, gladius at the ready. Let's go. Mostly taking a step back, not to avoid the fight, but to keep an eye on those who weren't, well, army, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, Aksa and Herodian, probably, standing a little bit back to kind of shield them. And if he sees his superior in trouble, we'll probably try to go to his aid.
Okay. So during the battle itself, though,
yeah,
would have been getting up close and personal with anyone who got too close.
Absolutely. Covered in bruises, cuts, and blood, probably.
Okay, so I think Akusa is the only one who didn't get in, at least partly, in the thick of things. So for everybody else, you have now acquired what's called a personal truth. So it's another truth statement called scrapes and bruises. By the end of the battle, it's basically distracting superficial wounds. So nothing major, but enough that you're kind of panting, a bit beat up, but not too badly. Not enough to take any major injury points. So the caravan master is in dire need. And you will go into rounds to take whatever action you want to do. Typically, areas in 2D20 game are divided into zones, just narrative locations, rather than a precise measurement. You are all in the same zone, and when you're in a zone, you can move, or when you move into a new zone, you can move to get within reach of somebody to engage them in melee combat. When you're within reach, the difficulty for anything outside melee becomes higher. So one of the fun things is we also don't really have initiative in the same way. So I'm going to select somebody to go first, and then we're going to pass it along each time. So since you did mention going to the caravan master's aid as soon as possible, why don't we start with Cassus?
Okay, Cassus is going to basically do if he has a straight line, he's going to spend his turn kind of charging with his shield out, trying to bull rush this guy down.
Okay. All right, so you can go ahead and attack. So you're going to roll 2d20 against your... let me just double check which would be the better one here. Agility and fighting.
Agility and fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you want to get under that?
Now, what if I meet it?
Okay, yeah, meeting is good. So equal or under.
Okay,
and
cool.
then
I have... Sure, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, any of your dice that are equal to or lower than your skill level, so your fighting level, count as 2 successes.
Okay. So that's 2 successes, a 10 and a 12. And then it is, just checking my shield, is 5 effect dice.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So, I'm just hopping back to my my page here.
If I keep the dice on the table, that'd be great. Okay, that is, let me just check the conversion chart because I don't have the fancy dice.
Yep, no one does yet.
Fair. So I've got, 1s and 2s do stuff? That's cool. So I have two swords.
Okay.
And then I have 1, 2, So 2 damage plus 2 effects.
Okay. What level? What were the effects? Because I believe that they also.
So I'm going to apply stun.
Okay.
So
what
I guess
was...
stun and an extra point of damage, I guess.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 damage and a stun.
All right. So, all right, cool. Okay, yeah. So let's get the stun going here.
Also, I hope the chat is enjoying.
Sorry, how many effects did you roll again?
I rolled 2 effects. Is the sword, are the swords effects, or is that the...
The swords are damage. The squiggly creature are the effects.
Oh, damn. So I rolled a lot of damage then.
Yeah.
And that would have been 5 damage with the bot. So 5 damage and a stun.
5 damage and a stun. Okay. This may be very brief.
Captain Rome.
Okay. Almost. But he, your stun does work. So you barrel into him, like the Roman equivalent of a tank, and manage to smack him in the back of the head, and he sort of stops and he starts weaving and trying to keep his feet. So you can select somebody else to go next.
I'm gonna choose who has their bow out. Then it's gonna be Gerfried. Gerfried.
Okay. Gerfried. I think Gerfried, not Gerfried. I don't know. It doesn't have the pronunciation.
Doesn't have the pronunciation. Pronounce as you like. I'll be doing the same.
Yeah, fair. She will take a bow and just go pew pew with her bow.
Okay. So you're going to roll agility and
Fighting archery.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I figured that I was listening to how we was going with Kelly, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
So you'll start with 2d20 and want to roll equal to or under, and then double success for below your skill. Anything?
What does a 20 do? Is that super bad?
Oh no!
So a 20 is a complication.
Yeah, I figured. My dice have been rolling like absolute crap the past week, and now, of course, they've thrown comp with the 20s now.
Yeah. Okay, so a complication is the fun thing that happens when you get a 20, and it's kind of the little hindrances, unforeseen problems that pop up. I can introduce them by putting in threat, by spending threat, but here, these are truths, just negative truths. It also increases the complication range. So, or rather, I can increase the complication range to make it that it's on a 19 or 20, 18, 20, etc. As it stands, your complication is that your bowstring slips off.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to take some time to get it back on.
Sounds great.
Okay. Do you want to declare the next actor?
Yeah. I think Gerfried's going to Scheiße! And gonna look over at Herodian and nod and point.
All right, on it. And I will run up and very not unhonorably or dishonorably, let's see here, stab the person from behind. Okay. Let's see here. So roll 2d20s, as is the name of the system.
Yep. Kind of gives it away right
Yeah.
off the bat.
So I got a 3 and a 13, which is probably good.
What's your agility plus fighting?
Fighting is 11.
11. Okay, so the 3 is a success. Is that below your fighting as well?
No, my fighting is a 2.
Ooh, okay. All right, so 1 success. So now you would roll your weapon.
So
Damage
my weapon is dagger. So reach 3 dice, and then piercing 1.
Okay.
Or
So,
I'll use sword. I have a sword. Why would I use
sword?
my dagger? Yeah.
All right.
So let's go 5 dice. Let me just take a look at the table here because you helpfully provided a quick reference table. Let's see. Wow, that was not super great. 1 plus 1 damage effect.
1 plus 1 damage
plus damage effect. Yeah.
Okay. All
So-
right.
3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5.
You added the dice. Sorry, did you add the challenge dice from? Sorry, your success. 1 success.
Oh
as
no,
well?
I did not have that as well. So 2. So that's another 2 damage.
Okay. So another 2 damage. So 3 damage and 1 effect. So you could activate piercing if you like.
I think piercing is only on the dagger, and I said I was going to use sword. So
Oh right, yes. Sorry, you said sword. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is parrying, and that's kind of relevant. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
All right. Can I do the extra damage with it then?
Yes. Yeah. So. Okay. Well, that will be enough.
Perfect.
The large man collapses to his knees. Not dead, but rather wounded at this point. And we can step out of combat. Caravan Master Caius collapses down, holding his side, and sort of breathing heavily, trying to catch his breath. The man who attacked him is now lying on the ground, also bleeding, not dead, but could be soon if he's not stabilized. So what do you want to do? Let's why don't you pass it on to somebody who hasn't acted yet?
I will pass it on to Akusa.
And that was the last combatant too. So now we're out of the fight.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Thanks,
indeed.
everybody.
So I figured I'd pass along so you could take an action if you wanted to. Is there anything that Akusa wants to do at this time?
Have they left behind anything interesting? Any books, scrolls, anything that might be of any interest?
Well, walking about to try to find out if they do have anything of interest.
Mhm.
Well, not in the sense of books and scrolls.
Okay.
In fact, looking at the attackers, the ones who remain here, they were fighting you with essentially an assortment of farm tools, household implements. There were a couple that had proper weapons like spears and whatnot, or like small axes, but even knives are more of like a cooking or eating knife, rather than an actual weapon. So in terms of that and their general garb, You don't think there'd be any books or scrolls on this
No.
gang?
So it's just more kind of. They're just kind of villagers who were fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting, but I guess interesting in the fact that there isn't anything to rescue or pillage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, they don't. They don't have much in the way of coinage or anything. Anything really of value that they brought with them.
Okay. Seems
Okay.
odd.
So while Kelle's looking around, Verudu.
Yeah, I think she will be just looking around to see if anybody else is hiding out, trying to stab us in the back,
Okay.
etc.
No. Perfectly
Maybe
valid
keeping an eye out
decision.
for if there's any assailants on the ground that nobody's watching, and she can maybe scoop a purse off of.
Sure. Okay. Well,
She'd like to add to her wealth wherever possible.
she encounters or she how's she presenting?
I think slightly more feminine this time around because nobody seemed to care that she
Mhm.
was carrying a sword.
Okay.
So she didn't bother to draw the beard on.
All right. So should we go by she for now?
Sure, that works.
Okay.
If the situation changes where she needs to hide it, then we'll switch.
Sounds good. So why don't you make an insight and observation roll? So 2d20 against the sum of your insight and observation.
Okay, so
Equal to
it's
or
that you
below?
need one die under the insight and one die under the observation to get
No,
that?
no. So you're going to roll both dice.
Yeah.
And going to try to get, in this case, under 14, equal to or under 14.
Okay.
And if either of them are also under equal to or under 3, I believe, is your observation.
Yeah.
Then you'll get an extra success from that die.
Okay.
So you get between 0 and 4 successes just on the 2 dice.
All right. One of them's a 9.
Okay,
The other
so
one
one success.
does not meet.
Okay.
It is well
fine.
and truly over.
Difficulty ratings are essentially difficulty 1 is a standard test. If it's difficulty 0, it'll be super easy. You can always still roll, though. Actually, I should note, you can roll on difficulty 0 because every extra success you get over the required generates a momentum, which you can then use to spend on your momentum spends. Okay, so Verudu goes sort of on the watch to keep an eye out for anyone who might be sneaking up. Nobody is apparent right now, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. Who in the group has the Germanic tribe truth? If anybody.
I do. Gerford does.
During the battle, Gerford, while fighting them, noted that their behavior is similar to what they know of berserkers, only none of them really seem to be berserkers, or they didn't fit the image of a berserker, but their manner and their general behavior was very sort of uncontrolled and driven and single-minded. Okay. So it's sort of open for whoever wants to take actions. You've got an injured caravan master, and you've got an injured and dying villager.
I think Gerford will go into the villager and try and patch them up, stop the bleeding on major wounds, and try and heal them up.
That sounds like a fine plan. While I'm looking at that for your skills, don't have
don't have
Much
any sort of
needed.
medicine of
Yeah.
anything. I didn't know if anyone did, but I was like, if no one else is trying to save people, I will try and save people. But don't know if I
Does-
need.
Akusa has two medicine. So,
Okay.
yeah, she'll help.
All right. So you can go ahead and make that roll then, Kelle.
Okay.
Be
And
coordination and medicine.
Coordination. Okay. And I take the highest roll, or
So you want low, and
I want low.
yeah. So add up coordination and medicine, and any die that rolls equal to or under is a success.
I'm trying to find where I had everything. I had everything printed up from work this morning, and then it all went out the door.
Ooh.
I've rolled 11. No, sorry, I've
Mhm.
rolled 12 altogether.
Oh, it's the two different dice. So
Yeah, the two different dice. It's
Okay.
a 1 and an 11.
a 1 and an 11. Okay, so great. That 11 is a success because it's equal to
Okay.
or below, and that 1 is two successes because it's
Oh, right. 'cause
also
it's low.
equal to or below your medicine.
Right. Oh, gotcha.
One is
Okay.
basically always two successes.
Okay.
Okay, so Akusa is able to start stabilizing the villager. Basically, patching him up enough that he's not going to bleed out right now.
Okay.
Right now and right here. So, Griffith, do you want to do something different since Akusa is actually doing the healing, or just sort of?
I guess she'll probably take the time to restring her bow that's broken. So I think I'll
Okay.
do that then. If the people are being taken care of by people that actually know medicine, then Griffith will try and repair her bow that she unstrung mid battle. So she'll do that.
Is the caravan master still bleeding out, or is it the villagers that attacked him that got taken care
They
of?
were both bleeding out. The villager got help first, though.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'll try and help the caravan master. I have no training in this, so I'm just going to try and stabilize them.
Okay, going on a theme here.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid doing a theme, but listen, if it ain't broke.
Well, look, there are plenty of extra limbs around here that you can rub in if you need to.
I am very curious, and I have a secret as one of my truths. So,
If you have a secret, you can in the full game itself. You can sort of reveal it at a later date, at an appropriate moment.
Yeah,
this is my dark secret. So
okay, this is not the time to reveal my secret passion for surgery. So
passion for surgery.
Is that what it is?
it was about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, I saw. Get it? I saw. Sorry.
Oh,
If I'm untrained in a skill,
It's late.
So how would I make that attempt? Would I just roll like?
What are your personal truths? For your character?
I'm Greek.
Okay.
Former, like truly no skill in this. I'm like basically dramatically running over him, like putting a towel on it, and by dramatic, pretty control, just like slapping a hand on it.
We won't have you roll because it's mainly just about putting a towel on his wound.
Not effective.
Not like effective, but not harmful either.
Bless, truly doing the most, and the least.
So that leaves us with Casas and Verodu. What you up to?
So Casas is going to go check on the. So someone's looking after his superior. So he's going to go look at the guy that was on the ground.
The one stabbing him.
Yeah, the one that was stabbing him. Yes, the insurgent.
So your companions have been treating him and stabilized him. He's breathing. He's conscious.
You speak Latin?
Allow me to check. Yes, I do speak Latin.
Does he speak Latin?
The villager looks around and says no in Latin, but pretty broken. You know, sort of the, I don't speak.
Does anybody else speak whatever the hell's coming out of his mouth?
I'm guessing if he's from a Germanic
What is he
tribe.
speaking?
Yeah, he's speaking a Germanic dialect.
Yeah, Akusa's a linguist. She speaks Germanic.
Okay, we got 2 German speakers.
All right.
Yeah.
You two figure out why he's here and what he was doing, besides pissing me off.
Whoa, hard ass. Okay. Veridu, what are you doing before they begin the interrogation?
I think just kind of watching it at this point.
Okay. Are you still sort of going back and forth between the surrounding like tree line and?
Yeah, I think she'll like keep going around and maybe help like tie some people up and lift their purses at the same time.
Okay. So yeah, as Akusa found, they literally have no wealth on them, but you can get tools
Yeah,
and things like
knife
that, which
or
you
something
could
like that,
yeah,
like,
easily trade in somewhere, and you know
Just
there is value in what they were carrying
she's wearing a big fur cloak. She can hide them under the back of it.
for sure. Okay, so those of you questioning our villager here,
Mm-hmm.
he looks at you and tell him I don't speak his language.
He's figured that out. What were you all doing?
What do you mean?
Why are you the ones
what's happened
fighting?
here?
Yes, what's going on?
And at this point, he sort of lifts his head and starts to scan the area, and this look of just shock crosses over his face. He goes, wait, what do you mean? What happened here?
You attacked us.
I did.
These are
No.
your fellow villagers.
He
Do you not
sort
remember?
of seems to recognize a couple of them there, and no, it's that damned curse. Yeah, he
Curse.
starts to, blood drains from his face, and he starts to sort of eyes roll back in his head. And then just bonks back down to the ground, alive, just unconscious.
Said something about a curse. He doesn't remember any of the fighting.
Okay, so are you saying that in Latin, or are you saying that in Germanic?
To the rest of the party, so in Latin.
Okay.
That sounded real convenient.
And
I
confusing.
mean, I was watching them fight, and
It is
they were
strange.
fighting like berserkers, but they don't look like berserker from normal Germanic tribes.
No.
If I could beg your assistance, our caravan captain here needs some help. As I'm like holding the like towel that is having blood run through it.
Let's just gurt.
Yeah, stand up is a useless man
Oh.
for a minute. Like, hold on, both hands are on both hands.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm just standing with hands on hips.
Whatever. Okay. Yes, she'll help him and do her best to help him. So, do I roll again to see if he helps?
Yeah.
If she helps him? Okay. Now that I figured out what I'm doing. Oh, why do I keep looking at the sheet? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't actually read it. It's just like, this is so helpful. No. Oh, I don't think I did very well. I got a 17 and a 6. My cord.
The 6 is a success.
Oh.
Yeah.
6.
Because you want to get equal to or below that number.
Okay.
I think it was 11 you had. So.
Yeah. My coordination is a 9. Sorry, and medicine is a 2. So that's a total of 11. Is that
Okay. Yep. Okay. So you go on success. That's enough to start stabilizing him.
Okay.
Or at least not averting
The
any
blood
of the
stops
damage that
completely. Yeah.
had been done. You know, yeah. So
Yeah.
he starts to he just thanks you and tries to move a bit, but it's a bit painful to do that right now.
Just rest a little bit. Just take some time.
Yes, of course. Donation, momentum for Gerfred.
Nice.
Well, momentum just goes to a pool, so it's awesome that whoever it is who wanted to give it to Gerfred specific, but maybe she'll just be the one that uses it. So whoever's tracking momentum, we can add 1 to that pool. Actually, could you do a separate pool so that we have the donation momentum and then your regular
Done.
momentum? That way we know what you can just keep on
Nice.
using and what will diminish over time.
No, I got a donation too for $10.
Hey, nice.
Yay.
All right. No, these ones are not individual to the chat. They are for the group. And then you'll lose 1 at the end of each scene because you lose momentum. Clever. Okay. So
through that all, they were all talking in Latin, I believe, correct?
Yes.
But Akusa has shown that she speaks several languages, right?
Yes.
Well, you know that I speak Germanic and Latin.
Verodu is going to kind of shift up to you after a few moments and just maybe try Greek with you and see if you know that. Because they only know a few phrases of Latin.
Oh, yes, Greek. Yes, she
And
speaks Greek.
so they're conversational in Greek, so they're going to ask, what happened?
Oh, she'll relay it in Greek then.
All right. Do you guys want to do it where we'll just assume that amongst the group, everyone's conveying information in the chosen languages, such that we. But then, if you want to obscure something from a fellow, because why would you ever want to do that?
I don't know, but should we want to, we could say so.
Yeah.
I don't know Latin.
Okay. So, what are you doing? You get this whole mess of a caravan, dying people, dead people, damaged wagons.
And
No.
explain that they don't know what happened in a curse.
Yes. Well, the only survivor remaining here.
Brief mention of a curse.
I think we'll talk about. I think Gerfred's gonna try and talk more with the villager about the curse and where they've been and what may have happened to inflict such a curse upon them.
Okay. He's pretty out, but you can work to try to rouse him if you'd like.
Yeah, I think she has like, because I have a she has a survival kit, so I think will get a little bit of like preserved like jerky or something and some blankets and try and basically try and make him comfortable and try and get him more more awake.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you'll start working on that for a little bit of time. Anybody else have a desired action in mind?
I would like to try and get the mules so we can get our carts going again eventually.
Okay.
Are they like gone?
Yeah. So they're either dead or gone.
And these guys attacked us on foot, right? They didn't come
Yeah.
with animals that we could rein in. Okay.
No, they just kind of poured
They're
out of
farm villagers. Yeah, they got. I mean, we're lucky they got butter knives.
Well, I don't know if you could say you're lucky.
Well,
Some of us more lucky than others. Looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the caravan leader. So I guess we should keep together until we can get to more safety.
Yeah.
Do we know what the nearest town is? That's not this village.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not this village. That's not.
Yeah, that's not the village full of people trying to murder us.
Well, depends on where they're from. Talking with Caius, you know that Lupford is just north of here, but otherwise, we'll be off somewhere towards Lorium itself. Of villages and settlements he knows of.
Should we try and make for safety then? We're increasingly
I mean,
exposed out
that's-
here.
That might be the best choice for now.
All right.
Other thoughts?
It proves very difficult to wake up the villager. Colors kind of return to his face, but he's very out of it. Caius says that he can, now that he's a little more patched up, he can stay with the caravan with whoever else is still alive, and just watch the wagons until you can return with help. But yeah, the closest place would be Lupford, and then you could continue all the way to Lorium, but it might be a bit of a walk.
We don't have much choice. Can't just wait for horses or a mule to come by.
Or nightfall. You can always wait for nightfall.
Well, I'd prefer to sleep indoors for one, if possible.
Mhm.
And
Agreed.
is Lupford like a reasonable walk there, or?
Yes, from what he knows, it shouldn't be that far. It's well, I mean, this whole place is forest, but
Yeah.
except for the
Yeah.
road.
So let's make for
Let's do
cover,
that. Yeah.
and if we can get help, we'll send it back, and if
Mhm.
not, we'll continue on for Lorian.
Okay. Everyone good?
It's probably.
How
probably
far
the
is
best
Lorien?
choice.
No way we're making it there before nightfall.
No.
Not before nightfall itself. No.
No, the commander needs to get somewhere safe. So, can you translate this for me? You have a hovel?
Oh, the villagers passed out.
Yeah.
We're not
Hey.
going to get.
He's
Nudge his foot with my boot. Hey,
Poke him with your toe.
He's not
move
going.
his jaw for him. I'm not
on.
awake. Up at him. Toasty Dork.
Let's just set
Yeah.
camp, make watches.
in the
Try and
middle
get
of a
through the
forest
night.
like this, we're going to be sitting ducks. There's boars and wolves out here. And more guys like him.
The captain said he was willing to wait here for us to go get help.
We can at least make the next village and then come back with help.
All right.
We would move.
Let's go back
quicker
there
as a
and
small
commandeer
band.
some animals.
Okay.
We'll try.
This sounds like a good
Just
plan.
the 5 of you going?
Yeah. Now, is the
Yep,
captain the
and,
only one that survived besides us?
There were maybe 1 or 2 others who could stay with him
Okay.
on account of his wound.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. So, heading along the trail, you drop a momentum at the end of the scene, and we begin a new one.
Or
Okay.
Okay. So you walk for maybe a little longer than you expected, but you're also a little worn out from the battle itself. So it's getting closer to nightfall just before you reach the village. The trail you're on cuts through the forest. It's enclosed by dark pines and then opens onto the outskirts of a Germanic settlement. You can see thatched huts and buildings built close together. And in cleared areas, there are small and squalid-looking farms. They're not very big. Those of you with any sort of farming background or village background know that they could maybe feed a single family at best. Many of them, though, even just look like they're overgrown, not managed. There are some scrawny cattle and goats just sort of milling about who peer at you and then lower their heads back down to keep chewing on whatever they can find. On the periphery of the village, the huts seem dark and quiet. There's no activity around there. You can see a few people actually working in the fields. They're pulling heavy plows, but struggling with them. Others are lugging sacks into barns or onto wagons, which look to be in as good condition as anything else in this village. They're all, I wouldn't say pointedly ignoring you. They're just not looking up. They're focused on what they're doing, but there seems to be no real desire to want to look past that. And it's tough to sort of gauge how many might live here, but you can see that there's a larger structure roughly in the village center.
Is there any sign of like army or guard presence at all?
No. And I don't know that your character would have much experience in
Nothing.
that specifically. Yeah. But no, you don't see, like, there aren't armed guards or anyone like that about. The others, except maybe Akusa, depending, because she's a bit of a scholar. For a village like this, it would, there'd be a quote unquote militia in that sense, right? Like everybody picks up a spear or an axe and goes into fight.
Yeah,
Everyone
like
has some
what we
experience.
encountered. Yeah, like what we encountered already.
Yeah, maybe those who do it on a semi more regular basis would have been a little more controlled
More
and
training.
better armed. But yeah, you wouldn't have a standing army in the same, or even an official guard, except maybe for the headman or something like that. But it really doesn't seem like it's the place that has the wealth to have much beyond the farming tools they have.
Yeah.
$15 was just donated to add more threat.
How many were for $15? What is that?
$15. So I think that's
3, I think?
that's 1.5 threat, I think, or 3 threat.
5, 3 threat. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Just a little bit of threat as a treat.
I think Gerford's just gonna try and look around as we're kind of going in this town. She's gonna just kind of try and observe a little bit of what, like, see if something's looking, just looking for anything that's maybe looking a little weird or something out of place that she would know.
Okay. All right. So are you going deep into it, or this is sort of from the outskirts of it?
I think like once we start heading into the town, if no one's like looking up at us and we're just kind of walking in a little bit, I think Gerford will start looking when we're getting deeper in.
Okay. What's everyone else doing then?
Just looking at the village, and it's like, what's here? Are we gonna?
Yeah, Cossus is pulling up his hood so he doesn't look quite as legionary at this point.
I'm just going to accompany people in and keep a keen eye out, making sure that like when we're walking in, we're not getting like surrounded.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Okay.
I think Verodo is going to maybe tuck the braids under the cloak and shift to a slightly more masculine stance. And then just kind of assume a bit more of a guard position.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so Griffin doesn't notice anything out of place per se. What she can surmise is does look to be a particularly poor village. Sort of anyone else paying attention, the villagers themselves. So yeah, they're not really acknowledging you. You know, maybe at best there's kind of like a look up and then a look back down. Just, oh, there's someone there, but I don't care to do anything, and not even necessarily in like a fully scornful way. Just they look listless in a way. They're doing these things because they have to do them, but there's not energy, there's not drive behind what they're doing. It's particularly rote. Heading in, yeah. So there's a number of huts. The larger structure is not all that far in along the main path. You can see it coming, getting bigger as you get closer to it. So any particular destination, or are you just sort of walking about?
I think looking to see probably if there's any. Is this like just a mostly a settlement? Is this any type of a village or town that has any like a pub or anything, or is this just strictly people living in the same area and working and farming?
No, I mean it's a village. It seems.
Okay. Village.
But yeah, it's not.
But not particularly.
Not a bustling.
Yeah.
Metropolis. If there is anywhere that they commonly gather, it would probably be the larger building, but otherwise.
Well, then that's probably where we want to head to see if we can at least find lodging for the night.
In a Latin way.
In a Latin way?
Are the people in the country usually this listless? Are they usually this sad?
No. Well,
I will say in Latin to people who've been outside the city more often. I'm to say in a more like a less weird way than vibe check. But I
mean, what do you expect?
Unusual, right? Like
they're defeated people,
but not a single spark of interest amongst them.
I guess that means the Centurions were doing their jobs.
kind of look around at like.
Okay. Why
He-
are we with him again?
There was like a level of defeat in that statement, mind you. There was a
Okay.
Okay. So,
He's not the politician of the group.
no one's raised their eyes to us or looked at us for interest in to sell us anything. I'm used to people trying to sell me something. No one has tried.
I don't
No,
imagine
no one
that
has
they
tried.
have much to sell.
listen, Greek. We don't have time to go to a brothel. We need to find some horses. All right. If you're looking for a little bit of pleasure, we can hit that on the way back.
Well, we need. It's dark. We're not gonna get the horses out. We need to find somewhere to rest,
Yes.
and then the stables first light.
Yes.
Herodias will bite his tongue and just smile politely.
Yes.
We
That's
got
all
a
you
good
can
point.
do.
There's normally a bit more fight in them.
Usually.
Someone ask about it. See if they have any elders or anything around here.
All right.
Okay, so let's go to the big building
So heading,
and ask what we can do, what we can have for the night.
all right. So the large wooden hall, sort of in the village center. It's got high sloped walls and fronted by a pair of heavy looking wooden doors. There's an older woman in front tending to a pair of goats, rather old looking goats. And as you approach, she looks up and then stops sitting down on a wooden stool and sort of warily raises a hand in greeting.
I'm proven wrong. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who are
We're
you?
looking- Well, we're looking for lodging for the night. Have you anywhere that we could stay?
Yes. She motions behind her. The hall. You could stay there.
Very good. That'd be most appreciated. Who do we speak to about that, or is there a proprietor?
Me. This is mine.
Oh, very good. Thank you. I totally lost what I was going to say.
Is there anywhere around here where we can find horses or mules?
Mhm.
She looks around. Sort of I don't know. Do you see horses anywhere?
No,
Do you
that's
see
why I
any-
asked.
No.
I'm having a bit of a day. Now, I appreciate you answering me, but I'll. Okay, sure. Thank you.
If we had horses, then I think you would know. What are your names?
I'm Akusa. These are my traveling companions.
I'm
Mildred.
Herodias. Pleased to meet you.
Freda.
Casas.
Everyone gave the real name except me. Boy, that was silly.
I am Mildred.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes, and I
Thank
hope
you
I
for your
can say the
hospitality.
same. I don't want
I
to
hope
leave
so.
anyone out after dark.
No.
We
We
were
have,
asking. We have many injured. Well, not many, but we have 2 people that are injured and cannot walk hours away. So we were hoping to borrow wagons, horses, or anything to help transport them.
If at all possible.
that may be difficult. We can see what is possible.
Okay.
If you need food and drink, I can offer some, but it's dry and safe inside the hall.
Thank you. That's most kind of you. That's what we're looking for.
Good.
Kelle, you're
So
slightly out of focus, just so you know.
Mm-mm. That happened.
Sorry.
That's
so
okay.
she motions towards the doors. You're welcome to go in.
Thank you. Herodias will let himself in.
Is this good? We got good stuff.
We we have what we have, and I'm grateful for that. What's it like inside?
Clarify. They didn't
Yeah.
ask for payment, right?
No, but it's not so unusual in the sense that in that kind of hospitality thing, travelers out after dark,
Okay.
or soon to be after dark, just kind of a pay it forward sort of
Okay.
circumstance.
Plus, if the wolves eat us, we get more wolves.
Right.
You know,
I think she probably wants fewer wolves around here.
fewer wolves. There are 2 wolves inside of you. You failed your dex check.
You failed your insight.
Can I do
they're
an insight
inside.
check on how that conversation went? Like, the vibes were
Yes.
bad, but
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I think she was just really tired. I mean, she is old, and it's a pretty broken down kind of village. I'm just happy that we have someplace to stay.
what would the test be for that? Insight
be-
and observation.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have something for that.
I also have practice listener, so I can re-roll each d20 when I fail. If I fail, or that fails to result in a success. So
Okay.
roll 2d20, 10 and a 10. So those are both successes. Because I have insight 8, observation 4.
Okay. Great. So you're just trying to get a sense of how
how that went, and like what if she's being reticent because she's like, if I'm trying to get a feeling if those people that we just killed were her friends.
well, no one mentioned the attack, right?
No, but
No.
No.
but if you all look, come out and be looking beating up and her friends haven't returned.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, you didn't get from the conversation a sense that this was where they came from or anything like that.
Okay.
You did get resignation, kind of. Not that she didn't want to help, but it was just sort of, of course I'll help. But again, it looks like a poor village, so maybe it's one of those, it's not like we have much to offer you, but we can offer you a roof.
Hey, that's plenty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm just gonna step aside for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else inside the hall? It
Yeah. How
It's-
does it look?
looks to be-
What are we getting into?
Sure. It's part. It looks kind of part living and meeting space. So there's a long table. There's a low fire off to the side. You can see around that. There are various cooking tools, implements. Those of you who have a little more experience at being hunters and so on would notice there are skinning tools as well, butchering, carving knives, that sort of thing. the far corners have sort of kind of unkempt piles of bedding and blankets, straw, and so on to lie on. It's
Comfortable enough.
comfortable enough. The smell leaves something to
Not
be
the
desired.
floor.
It's not the floor. It's not the ground. You do smell cattle and cattle associated products in this in this area. So it's not the most pleasant of smells, but where is these days?
Well, we're in a farming village. It's likely to kind of have a little bit of that smell around anyway.
You would think. Okay, so what are you all looking to do?
What time of day or night is it now? How tired are we?
It would be
Do we
early
wanna-
evening, or it would be almost early evening.
Okay.
Any of you get very banged up back there?
What's that?
Any of you get very banged up back there?
No, not really.
Good.
Thankfully.
You can take some time to rest if you want. You
Yeah.
can spend 2 momentum to remove your scrapes and bruises, or what's the other one here?
I was thinking prepare the sleeping areas, and then that's all sorted.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that in the dark.
Yeah, but no one's so hurt that
Mm-hmm.
it'd be critical to do that.
Okay.
All right. We should probably get some food on or something.
Mildred comes back in with bread, cheese, very basics, water.
That's considering what the village looks like. That's more than I expected. It's very kind of her.
We'll graciously thank her.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to sleep in shifts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no way we're not.
We sure we want to eat this stuff?
Ooh. I have a talent. It's called, I can't read it. Vero nihil various. Sorry. My glasses on right now. Vero nihil various.
Go
I have a
invent
keen
them. Go
eye
invent
that
your
can
glasses.
There I invented glasses. You have a keen eye that can spot the truth of a matter. Whenever you make a skill test to detect danger or hidden enemies, reduce the difficulty by 1. So, I mean, if we want to find out if the food is poisoned, I could do that. I'm assuming. Okay. All right.
More momentum.
Wait.
How much?
Just one.
Oh, lucky us. Cool. So what do I roll for that?
Observation and insight would be
Observation.
just fine.
All right. Okay. That is observation and an insight.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Insight. Okay. Let's try different dice. Let's see how these. I have a 10 and a 17. So my observation is 3 and my insight is 11.
So the 10 will be is a success.
Okay,
Um,
great. Oh yeah, because it's under the insight. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're not getting a sense of danger from her, which hopefully is reassuring. She's
Yes.
just giving giving you food, and she's milling about, but she's not kind of getting in your way or engaging with you all that much.
So I relay, food's fine. She'll eat some. Here, prove it.
No rocks or anything?
No, it doesn't taste like rocks. It tastes fine.
I don't know how good their mills are.
Well, it's better than what we were going to be eating.
Yeah,
I
we
was
were
going to
going
make
to be.
pasta.
We're going to be eating dirt. Well, dirt nap here and there. So
So I will. So how do we want to? God, my brain. How do we want to rotate who sleeps first?
I'll go last. Well, actually,
Grifford will
hold on.
go first.
It begins to rain.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's to rain.
Okay.
okay.
When are they most likely to attack?
Who?
Whoever's going to try to
Them.
hurt us. Like if we're taking shifts, we should assume that someone's going to try to hurt us.
The ancient goats that were outside?
The people.
I don't know that the people have any energy to
The
attack us.
most likely time would be right before dawn. We
All
would be
right.
tiredest.
Yes.
Then
Maybe not as unaware. Paying
I'm
attention
going to
to
sleep
getting up.
first so that I can be awake around then.
Do you
How
want to
good are
split-
you at observing? I'm fairly keen-eyed.
I'm also fairly keen-eyed. We can. Why don't we split into 2 shifts? That way, there's more of us awake than just one. It's a worse
Yes.
sleep, but we get a better odds if there are overwhelming numbers.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Sure. Yes. That's fine.
Okay.
They even let these little, what are these things in here? Cats?
The goats.
Cats? It's not a
Oh, the
goat.
Bar.
Cattle, some goats.
It's a very
Didn't even
small
know they
goat.
had cats this north. Thought they must be stuck to Egypt. Yeah, that thing.
Sorry.
She had
One
her
of
moment in the
these?
spotlight and she took it.
She was like, yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I know it.
So as you were getting yourselves sort of organized and settled down, you do hear on the roof rain begin to fall, rather hard. It's not a full downpour, but it's definitely not a little sprinkle or a shower here. You were talking about shifts.
Yes.
So we don't have to worry too much about who does what when, but at the particular point in time, then I'll just ask who's awake and who isn't, if such a thing should possibly occur.
We're at 2.
Okay.
Maybe.
We're
Okay.
at.
So you fall asleep with relative ease. Those of you who are just simply exhausted after the day's events, and quickly begin to go through a series of very vivid and troubling dreams. In one of them, you relive the attack on the wagon, but this time you're too slow. You don't move in time to react. You lose fingers, you lose limbs, you're gouged, you're slashed, you're stabbed. And after that, just as you're reliving the moment of your own personal failure here, I do recall, the atmosphere of the dream shifts. The sounds of it become muted, and a mist rises up around you. an unfamiliar figure comes into view, looking dazed and confused. There's a cloud of dark, smoke-like vapors surrounding and following him, almost like a living thing in the way it moves. The figure is a tall Germanic man. He is wearing a particularly fine tunic and a fur coat above, so seems to have some wealth. And however, his black hair is kind of unkempt and not taken care of. A port wine birthmark covers the left side of his face. And as he nears you, his eyes widen and he stretches a hand towards you. Let's make sure I got my camera there. In a plaintive manner. Help me, I'm lost. He looks around. Where are we? Please. And then the darkness swallows him up and the dream ends. And those of you who are not on watch sort of snap awake. Who would have been on watch, say, around midnight?
I was gonna say, I think Virudu will take one
Okay.
of the earlier ones.
If Costas was going to be on the second watch, I'd be on first watch.
Yeah.
Christine Virudu notices as others are rousing, the door of the hall opens and a villager enters.
Gonna palm a dagger.
That's not a bad idea as he spots you and dashes towards you
Oh, that's
with
terrible.
a scythe. Sorry,
Okay.
sickle in his hand. So
Can
combat
I
begins. Oh yeah.
snatch up the gaff hook that's beside me that gives me reach 3?
Sure.
Try and like poke him before he gets too close.
Poke
And
him
I'll
with
pick
the
whoever's near me.
poke him with the point of like knocking him down.
Yeah, because I think it's a hook, so it's not actually like it's not got a pointy end. You would have to hook somebody so you could pull them in, but the
that
rounded
might
end
be-
at least you could like shove them back with.
Yeah, there's a bit of a pointy end, but there's enough of a hook that you can not stab him. You can hook him. Okay, go ahead and make an agility and fighting roll.
Okay. So 13. All right, that's not bad. Well, I did get a 7. The other one was a 20. That was definitely not good.
Okay. So a success and a complication, which can happen. Okay. He tries to sort of. He's not. He does not look like he's in particular control. In fact, he seems very much like the people that attacked you on the road.
Okay.
But he does try to batter the gaff out of the way. You got one success, and he does successfully push it to the side and continues his charge. The complication is that you drop the hook.
Okay.
Okay. He'll take an attack, and then you can declare the next actor as we go through. So it's an opposed test. You're both rolling agility and fighting,
Okay.
and you want to get more successes than the
So
other.
this question. I have a talent called Cunning Fighter. that when an enemy attacks, immediately attack against you, and if they fail to inflict any stress, they lose their guard
Okay.
on your next attack against them.
Sure. Yeah. We'll just see. I don't know that he has much guard, but not sure.
Sorry.
Nice.
Just double check.
And Christine, don't forget, because you haven't played this since we played Conan like 5 years ago.
It was longer than that.
So God, yeah, it was before Dork Tales. You can spend momentum to buy additional dice.
Yes.
So 1 for the first, 2
have
for the second,
momentum,
3 for
right?
the third.
We
We
do.
have 5 between our 2 pools. Yeah.
I will happily add a third dice if everybody's okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah, take it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Because, goddamn, I'm better at rolling 20s than I am at rolling under numbers.
Oh, I know, the system is
Yeah,
very
this is
destructive for you.
the first the game.
This is the game that is bad for me. All right. Well, I did roll a 9 and an 11, which both got me under 13, but
Okay.
neither got me
yeah,
under my fighting.
That's good. Yeah, you managed to avoid the sickle that comes slashing down towards you. So, pick a person, one of your fellows who will take their action now.
I think I would be targeting Cossus for my kick to wake him up.
I'm up. So who is this guy? He looks like he's not of his own volition doing this.
Well, I mean, you might have fought. No, I guess. Have you spent much time in Germania?
Yeah,
In Germania?
actually.
Okay. Then you would have likely fought berserkers at one point or another, and to the extent that they are not acting of their own volition, neither is he.
Oh,
In the sense
okay.
that,
So
yeah,
if he's
not in
if he's
his right
berserking,
mind.
he's just gonna draw his gladius and take care of this. Unfortunately, it's an
Mhm.
unfortunate necessity. Yep. Let's do it.
Alright.
Oh. Now here's the question: if I have
Mhm.
fighting 3 and I roll a 3, does that count for
Yeah.
2 successes? Or
It does.
cool? Then that is 3 successes on 2 dice.
Nice.
Okay, that is a tie.
Oh.
So,
I don't like that.
I do believe that a tie, you need
Probably-
to exceed.
Okay. And you have to declare momentum before a roll, right?
You do, yeah.
Okay. No, that's good. So he'll take a swing out
Mhm.
and just not be able to grab him because he's still scrambling to his feet from his sleep.
Sure, yeah. Perfectly reasonable.
Yep.
FYI, guard is the ability to defend yourself by being aware of your attacker. Being knocked prone, anything like that means you lose guard, and you're not. If you have it, it'll increase the difficulty of the attack. If you have a longer reach than them, so it's the idea of poking with your spear before they get to you.
Fair.
Okay. I just want to. Oh, I skipped over it. I want to get my list here. Okay. So, Kelly, you want to pick someone to go next?
I'll pass to who's good at fighting. Herodion, are you any good at fighting?
Sorry, for me?
Yeah. You good at fighting,
Uh,
Chris?
Not really. I'm okay.
Cool. I'll pass to
I'm pretty
Gerford then.
good. Yeah, I'm pretty good fighting. One of my
Also,
dice
an
don't roll.
FYI, you can also buy momentum by giving me a threat.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have like 15 threat?
You still have
No, I spent a few of it.
So like
Hey, chat, buy us
13?
stuff.
And
Yeah,
by buy us stuff, you mean they're gonna buy us threat?
Yeah, they're gonna totally buy us. Right.
Buy them momentum, buy me threat, buy us anything. Just buy.
Buy for the child.
Yeah, it's for the kids.
Yeah. Gerfred will take her spear beside her and stab.
Stabby.
Stabby. Yeah, this thing has reach 3, whatever. Reach 3, 4. I don't know what that means.
Reach 3, 4. Let me look at the character sheet.
Oh, is it
That's
reach
the-
3 and then 4 squiggly things piercing
So
one?
that's
Oh,
that's
that's
how
the
much
damage.
damage you do.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I will do that. And can I spend a point of momentum to roll 3 dice? Because that's fun.
Yeah, you can.
I imagine so.
Yee.
Would anyone
All right.
deny?
Not I.
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness I did have the 3rd die. My dice are very middling right now. That is 1 success.
All right, he got more.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
oh, I said I bet because I got
Oh,
1 success. I'm like, yeah, didn't do great.
Simon, can I ask you what's the deal with fortune points?
Oh yeah, good question.
We have 3 of those?
Yes,
do those?
and let's go.
Hey, what's a fortune
points.
point, Kelly?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
I
I think it's
imagine so.
similar to some stuff in Star Trek, but
Yeah,
Where do you
fortune
see
points
that?
are
Where do you
a
see
little different. They're another meta mechanic, or meta point. You can spend 1 per scene, and you can do it in the following ways. You can set a single d20 to an automatic 1. But you've got to do this before you roll. And you have to roll the remaining dice. You can spend a point of fortune to re-roll any number of dice in your pool. This is for d20s or for challenge dice. Those are the d6s for damage and such. You can, of course, do this after rolling. You get a major and a minor action in each scene, and I think I put them up in the Discord there, what they are. But you can spend a fortune point to get another major action, which are, the significant ones. They're the ones that involve, like, stabbing people.
We have a new truth donation.
Oh,
When killed, the attacker vanishes the moment they take their eyes off him. He was just playing possum and will show up again at the most inconvenient / dramatic moment.
okay. All right, that sounds good. You can spend a fortune point to return from being defeated either immediately or later on that scene. I wasn't actually hurt all that badly. Or you can spend it to introduce a new truth to the scene. So, those are fortune points. Okay. Robin, pick our next person who has not
How
yet
much-
acted.
How much would it cost to let us spend fortune points after a roll?
Ooh. Okay. Let's say $5.
Yeah, I'll spend. Tell you what, I'll do you one better. I'll give $15 to also give us another 2 points of momentum.
Okay.
So, Robin, if
Nice.
you want to spend a fortune point, you can. I'm gonna add that right
To
now.
reroll? To reroll a dice?
To count one of your dice as two successes.
Oh, sure. I'll spend a fortune
we
point.
can-
So
We can
that's
retroactively.
3.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it on my computer.
All right, that's more than him. So
Yay.
you You exceeded him by 1, so you have a point of momentum, which you can put back into your pool. You can spend it for a bonus damage die.
Ooh, I'll spend it for a bonus damage die.
All right, it's a good way to do it.
Okay, so the 4, is that how many damage die I need to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus that bonus die.
Plus that bonus, yeah. All right, let me just pull up the quick reference thingy for the what hits and what does not.
I'm truncating
Hey, Chris.
some rules here and there for speed, which are already kind of done for the quick start
Chris,
as it is.
is this your only night doing Extra Life?
Yes.
All right, everybody, throw money at Chris and Kelle. They are the ones who are not doing this nearly as often, especially Chris. And then we'll spread it out. Simon's going to be here for another few games, and so is Kelle. So throw it all at
I got
Chris.
2 more after this. Throw it at Chris.
You know what? I'm buying 2 more momentum on top of that.
Hey, yo.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so I need to roll 1 more. Okay, I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay. 5 and a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So,
As an
I need to get
effect.
that.
So
chart.
1, so 2 plus 2 damage effects.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking.
Do weapons have a base damage in this system?
Those are the
Piercing
dice?
1.
ones next
Okay.
to what you're rolling.
So
But then
piercing
also 1 plus damage effect. So you got a what? A 5 and a 6?
Yeah, I got 5 and a 6.
Okay, yeah. So 2 damage and then 2 damage effects. So those can be activating something on your weapon itself. I think you have piercing or something to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So piercing would ignore resistance, so armor, etc., for each of the effect dice rolled. So you could
Okay.
put both into piercing, ignore 2. Then
Yeah, I'll do.
those are the main ones there. So
Yeah, no, let's do that.
okay, not a bad one to pick. So 2 points directly to him through any armor or resistance he may have. Nice. Okay, want to pick next actor?
Yeah, let's give it to Kelle. I can't remember how to pronounce your character's name.
Akusa.
So, Akusa.
Yakuza.
There we go. So Akusa.
Yeah. Gosh. And where is he now? Ugh. My brain is just totally fried. So I have a. Where am I standing in relation to everything that's going on?
Sort of where you want to be. I'm still treating this as
Oh,
one
okay.
zone for ease of everything.
Okay.
Now, let me check here.
No more donations.
More donations, please.
Oh, nice. What for?
I'm checking that right now. Team page.
Oh.
Team page.
So you can
Team
also.
page I find never cuts it out. Like it stops and you can't click on it.
Okay. Donor drive
Because
it is.
I have a cudgel that I could use to
You have a
whack
cudgel,
with.
and then it's been
Easier.
so
than
far
trying to use this
mostly
thing.
pretty combative
Mhm.
characters. So I'm going to bring up another way of inflicting stress on
Oh.
opponents: mental
Okay.
attacks.
Oh.
Okay,
Mental
Ravenous
attack
Archon
is-
introduced a truth. One of the more cantankerous join. I'm getting tired. One of the more cantankerous goats joins the fray to try to help.
Help you.
I love that. Thank you, Ravno.
That goat is the goat.
No.
Oh man, never underestimate the power of an angry goat.
Mhm. So what you can do is make a mental attack, and that would be a will and persuasion roll to basically threaten or intimidate opponents.
Okay,
Now,
yeah.
considering his circumstances, he might have a little more resistance to that. But
True.
you have that option available to you.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll hit him first, and then see if we can use the mental attack afterwards.
If I can snap him into
Sometimes, an application of force tends to make the mind more malleable.
Solomon, which truth did you introduce? Someone else mentioned a truth that they introduced to.
Did Soul introduce it?
I believe that was the goat.
Oh no!
Someone
something
is
is watching from the rafters.
Oh,
Is it a
Someone
goat?
was what, watching from the rafters?
Spider
No,
goat.
it's the other goat. It's the other goat now.
Yeah, definitely spider goats. Okay, Kelle, do you want to go ahead and...
Yes. I will roll for. And just make sure.
The agency raid.
Okay.
Uh-oh. It's go.
And what am I rolling to use a melee weapon?
agility and fighting.
Okay. Agility. Ooh, do I even have any fighting? I don't have any fighting, but we'll go with. Can I buy another dice? Because I only have agility. I have no fighting, and I'll just buy a dice that I can at least roll 2.
No, you'd still roll 2. It's always 2.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, then I'll just roll 2. And I have an 8 and a 16. So, my agility is 6.
6. So a miss.
I missed.
both
Yeah,
those.
swing and a miss. Okay, Goat, it's over to you.
Is it just Herodian who hasn't acted yet?
I think
On this side?
so.
Okay. So you wake. And
Yeah,
you see
Herodian, it's you or the
meeting.
goat.
I think I was awake. I think I was just like hanging out, waiting for other people to solve my problems.
You and the goat hanging out.
Yeah. Why? And like just looking at the goat that's here, I was like, I guess it's me, bud. 7 and a 17. So the 7 will hit.
Okay.
Nice.
And he gets gets equal. So
Okay.
It's
So nothing?
It's a bounce.
Okay.
All right. More momentum. 2 more points.
Nice.
I think. Yeah.
And I can't use. I have to use momentum before my roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have 8 points of momentum between both pools, so
All right.
Ooh.
We gotta use it.
buy 3 dice.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll cost you 6, but do it.
I thought
Okay.
with 5 dice I might actually, with 5 dice I might actually get more successes or something. But
So their turn. And the goat comes barreling in through the open door. You hear a rah, 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 as it bleats angrily, and goes to who's hit him already.
I did not.
You did.
I did.
Uh,
Wilfred hit him.
Information.
you know what? I'm gonna say that it goes into attack.
Chris, did you spend those momentum?
did not yet.
Oh,
Okay, then we are at 11 momentum with
Ooh.
With the 3 more that just came in.
yeah.
Can we give the
All
goat
right.
momentum?
Oh,
We're
and we
gonna-
just
we're
got a
gonna-
new truth
Oh boy.
Worms
And-
start crawling out, and I can't see the rest
out of the
it.
ground wherever the
Oh.
party rests.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
Everyone hated that.
The goat comes
know,
in and gives a
it's raining.
swift headbutt to the man from behind, knocking him forward towards
I love the goat.
Gerfrid and Cassus. He takes some damage and sort of leaves on his feet and swings around. Now, there was another one that something is watching from the ceiling. Or the rafters?
From
I
the
believe?
rafters.
Yeah,
Okay.
something is watching from the rafters.
I
All
like
right.
that wording.
Sounds good. So we'll go back and Veridu can go next.
Okay. Where are we at with this dude now?
He's been kind of battered around a little bit. Just got ran by a goat, an old ornery goat.
Okay. But he's not down yet.
Not yet.
All right. She is just going to try and smack him over the head with her sheathed sword,
Mhm.
just to try and bludgeon him unconscious.
Okay. All right. So make a roll
That is-
and
Agility and fighting, and then I will use some momentum to buy an extra die.
you can buy up to 3 extra this if you want.
Sure. Does
I think
anybody
you
else
just got
care?
donated a whole bunch. But
How much?
No, go right ahead.
All right.
Go for it. That's what it's for.
All right. So initially, I've rolled a 9 and an 8 and an 11, and I have 2 more to roll, and a 7. So nothing quite that gets me that extra success, but
well, no. What's your fighting and agility?
13. But
So
is it you have to get
13.
under fighting to get the second one?
Oh, to get the second one, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I get the first one.
Okay, so 4 successes.
That was 4 successful rolls under the
Yeah.
combined total.
Okay, awesome. So you generate 3 momentum out of that.
Sweet.
So
damn.
you can
Give it
spend it right
back.
away on damage if you want, or you can put it
Do
back
it.
into the pool.
I'll give it back for the next person to have fun using rolling a bunch of dice.
All right.
Okay,
People start
so-
spending all the momentum in the world.
Yeah, this will go very quick once
I
it's
will
spent.
because my dice rolls are not great.
But
I
go ahead
mean,
and roll
for
damage.
D&D.
Okay, so what is the roll for damage then?
So it'll be 1 plus the number next to the weapon on your character sheet, the one that has the effect, or the like squiggly Cthulhu-like guy.
So 7.
Okay.
So it says
So
reach
7.
2 7s, squiggly Cthulhu, piercing 1. But piercing doesn't count if the sheath is on, I would think.
Yeah, you would just choose not to
Yeah.
take that effect, which is totally within your right. So that's 8 6-sided dice.
8 6-sided dice. Jesus Christ. Okay, Google Roller, where are you?
So what'd you get?
Shut up, Google. Sorry, my Google Nest started talking at me. Or my Google Home Mini. Nest
I don't
Mini.
know
that's
why
what
you're
it is.
trying to stab people. Why are you trying to stab people, Christine? Reporting to authorities.
So total for that is 25.
Oh, sorry. Each die.
Each die?
Because it's got to compare against the chart. So 1s
Okay.
and 2s count as 1s and 2, and
Okay.
5 and 6 count as 1.
Okay, so I've got a 1, a 2, and then 1 5. There's 3 3s and 2 4s.
Okay, so that's 4 damage plus 1 effect, which is not piercing in this case because you are hitting him with the sheath on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's super wobbly now. So whoever can get a good blow on him next can take him down.
Excellent.
Oh. Who is going next?
Your choice. Not
Christine,
Kelly.
I think you get.
I think I will send it back to Gerfried.
All right.
Okay. Spear time. And I will spend momentum to have.
You want to have
5
all
dice.
5? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take all 5.
That's 6 momentum. We still have 8 of the player bot momentum. Now, normally this does not happen in 2d20 games, folks, just so
Yeah.
you're aware. Usually
But
you
it seems
cap
like
at
the-
6, but you know, you're charitable gods.
Yeah.
So if you roll under the second one, it counts as 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the skill.
Okay. So 4 successes then, because I rolled 2 twos.
There we go.
And then a 17, 16, and 12.
Okay. Oh,
So
he rolled a
4 successes.
Oh. Okay.
Does the 12
so,
meter beat?
No, I have 11.
Nah. Ah.
Yeah.
So he got a complication and 2 successes. So you have exceeded him by 2. So you have 2 momentum. And then there's a complication for him as well. I'll figure that out
Ah.
after you roll damage.
3 more momentum. $15 donated by the Dork Knight.
Nice.
Thank you, Dork Knight.
Three plus effect. Eight
plus
plus
five?
2 effects.
Okay. Okay. Unless you intend to like run him through, I can narrate from there.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay. So that hit smacks very hard into him, and he sort of shakes and stops, and then looks up with a very confused expression. Who are you and why are you in here? And he looks down at the various wounds that have been inflicted upon him, including from the goat, which by this point is being restrained by Mildred, who is pretty spry for someone her age, and is holding it by the horns against the ground.
I was hoping you could tell us that.
I had a dream and a nightmare. The hall was full of fiends and I had to destroy them. But you are not that.
No, this is the second time in a day that we've been attacked by people who seem not to know where they are or what they're experiencing.
Yep.
They mentioned a curse the first time. Do you know of this curse?
Mildred. So the man looks over to Mildred, who, looking up, only stories and suspicions, but I don't like. She kind of looks up at the ceiling, I guess, but she looks up. I don't want to draw bad attention to us from the gods, you understand.
I fear that attention is already here.
Yes. We don't know exactly, but sometimes people here dream, and then from there they fall into a rage. They attack each other, sometimes kill.
Now, how long has that been going on for?
Some time now. I don't know you. What will you do if I tell you what I know?
Either solve it or leave. Does that change your fate?
There's a group that meets at a farm outside of town. I don't know how, but I feel they are responsible.
Where? Outside of town.
There's a farm, a family farm. And the people, the family that owns it, they've been here for a long time. I thought that the heir would be different. He was friendly when he was younger, and then I was wrong. Believe that it is said that they have consorted with unnatural spirits to learn curses, to learn other unsavory magics. And they grow in numbers.
How many of them are
So-
there?
Yeah.
You guys are you guys translating this?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. How many of these guys are there?
Ooh, I could not tell you exactly. And it's impossible sometimes to know who is part of them and who isn't.
So
We
So,
need to
but if
get
you
out of
could-
here.
we just need to go to the farm and just
We alternatively we can just leave them.
Yeah, you have that option.
I would like more, but they're gonna harry us the entire way.
yes.
We're gonna have to sleep again, and we'll be risking the captain. We'll be risking leaving the captain in harm's way if we were to.
Yes.
I, for one, don't want to leave them at my back.
No.
Simon, how many days is it to the nearest Roman fort or settlement? Where
That would be Lorium.
okay, so that's a
and
couple of
from-
days.
Let me check, because it is actually noted. No, the specific time is not noted.
A while.
I mean, not a long time, but maybe a day. Going by foot, longer, but
We can make it to Lorem. We can probably get a hold of maybe a small platoon. Bring them back, and then burn that fucking farm down.
Sorry, it stuck on me.
It's in Rome's best interest to squash out dangerous cults like this, or whatever they are. You know? Especially if they're hurting common folk.
Yes.
Could we take a look first and just see what the situation is like while we get there?
and then you can say, "But we're already here."
Not that that would be my intent or anything, but
Yeah,
I am.
Mildred can direct you to where you need to go.
Let's just.
I agree. I agree with you. I think we should have a look and see if this is something we need to bring reinforcements for, or if we can take it out, because that's 2 days there and back, and
Yeah, it's a lot
time.
of time to hide. Yeah.
And time, I mean, that's 2 days if they were instantly there. We need probably a day to rally.
Yeah, and I probably can't get shit without the captain.
Yes.
They'll
They're
probably
not going
think
to
I'm...
necessarily believe us if they say,
All right, fine. Let's go and let's take care of it.
All right. So, following the directions you've received, you find your way to the outskirts of the village, past many overgrown fields, through a denser section of trees, and then finally a large farming estate. You see a wide barn and a sizable enough manor building made of thick timbers with a heavy thatched roof. Very impressive compared to the rest of the village. As you approach, you can see, actually spot them first, that in cover of the trees there are 3 hooded figures sort of walking about on the perimeter.
should we try and talk to them?
Yeah, be my guest. You go first. You speak their language, right?
Sorry, were they speaking Germanic or were they speaking Latin through here?
Germanic.
Okay. Not that well.
Huh.
Could someone translate for us, or?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. So I'll head up.
Okay.
I think Verodu's going to slip off to the side before their attention's grabbed and blend into the background.
Okay. Agility and stealth roll, please.
Okay.
Anyone else, or is everybody going front on?
Fine. Oh, I am good at stealth, but I also said I'd be translator. So I guess I'll be translator.
I don't have any stealth.
Well, maybe if you're not very stealthy, maybe you can translate, and I'll try and sneak around with Verdu.
I rolled a 2 and a 20.
My job is translator, so
So the 2 definitely gets
Okay.
all the way under my stealth roll, my stealth rate.
Mhm. Yeah.
But slightly complicated.
I'll think of a good one here. On account of the heavy rain.
Yes. Did you say it's agility for stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that is 1 success.
Okay. No complications.
No complications. I rolled a 17 for that one, so it's just 1 success and then a 17. Barring old 17.
Simon,
Okay. Yeah.
I have a talent called Bizarre Insight. Once per scene, I may generate a threat for the GM pool to obtain information. Could I get insight on whether to these people will attack me if I go up just to talk to them?
Sure. I mean, these are clearly guards.
Yeah.
Sentries. And they might be more wary. They might not attack right away. They might want to find out who you are, what you're doing here, do you belong here, etc. So, yeah, I will tell you that they will not immediately attack you.
Perfect, thank you. So with that, and my companion Akusa, I guess we'll make our way forward. And before, like a fair distance off. Greetings, well met. And translated and hopefully conveying tone.
she speaks formally, so.
The closest one stops and just steps out into onto the path. Who are you? What do you want?
Greetings.
He's a
We're
Germanic man of sort of middle age.
Greetings. We are travelers who've encountered a spot of trouble on the road here. We're looking for a little more information, perhaps a place to stay.
Then well, we don't just... This is private land.
Yes.
You don't just let anyone come and stay.
Maybe some room in your barn, perhaps?
One of the other sentries joins him now. The barn is full of our animals. There's no additional space there. If you need to sleep, we can
Can
find
we
you
offer
a room.
money? Oh, sorry. He was going to say I was.
If you
I
need
was-
some
I was-
space, we can find you somewhere, a floor, to get out of the rain.
She'll relay that back.
Now, we do have more company.
I believe we can accommodate them as well.
Okay. I will wave for Kelly to come forward. Sorry. Process.
Bosses. All right.
Process.
Also, thanks for the donation. $10 more toward the goal.
Woohoo.
Can I try and joke with them a little bit and make them see, try and lighten the mood a little bit because everyone's very serious.
Yeah. Try a persuasion and.
But if I'm translating, do I have to do that too?
I guess so.
Can I help him with that role and try and make him sound funnier?
Because I'm probably not super funny.
Right.
You're like,
Okay.
two Scythians walk into a bar.
You can spend. You can assist other actions by rolling if you.
Yeah.
If you're able by rolling a 120-sided die, and it adds to the
Okay.
successes.
Okay.
In this case, I think that would be sort of how it works. He says it, and you translate it. So let's see what happens.
And
Adds a little
if
funny to it.
if I spend a momentum into it, does that
Yeah.
add an extra dice?
Yep.
So I'll spend one of my momentum here.
Okay.
It's persuasion, and what's the other one?
I'm gonna say will.
Okay. So I'm looking for 11s or less than 11. Ooh, okay, well, that's good. And is that 1 or 20? Fancy
Oh.
dice. Why have you betrayed me? So,
Flip it upside down.
oh yeah, that's a
Cool.
20. Goddamn. So it's 2 successes and 1 20.
That's like, I just can picture this being like, you know what? I met this German who was so dumb. How dumb
Well-
was he?
Well, I rolled a 6, so I can
Okay.
mitigate any off colorness.
That's 3 successes, plus a complication. Well, whatever he says, when translated, does seem to make them chuckle at least. Like,
She'll laugh along with them and like, yeah, they think you're funny.
Glad someone does.
I had to work hard on that.
come with us, we will find you a place to sleep. The 3 of you,
Thank you.
easy enough to fit on a floor somewhere.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, so sneakers. While they are getting an invite into the manor, you're sneaking around anywhere in particular?
Probably trying to. Does it look like there's anywhere else that is like our bunch of people are going or congregating towards?
No, it's nighttime. It's raining, so everyone's probably indoors somewhere.
Okay, then I guess following them, trying to be sneaky and follow them.
Okay. It will open into a clearing of sorts before reaching the manor itself. So it might be a little hard to stay super stealthy, but you can give it a try. Vroden,
that's
same
a
thing.
try.
Yeah, I think she'll kind of see if there's any other, like, I don't know what sort of building it is, or if there's multiple.
There's this in the barn.
Okay. And they're being led into the barn, or
No, into the main house itself.
into the main house. Fancy. She's gonna kind of circle them a bit just to see if there is any like cellar or anything like that with an outside access. Just to see if there's anything else weird about this place, and then otherwise probably just try and sneak into maybe the barn to stay dry.
Sure. So insight and observation.
Okay, inside.
While you're rolling, our stop time is in half an hour.
Yeah, about
35
1:30.
minutes? Okay.
Die down.
I'm trying to think now of where to.
Okay.
Satisfactorily. Successes?
I managed to get under with a 7, and the other one at 19 definitely did not.
Okay. 7 and 19. We've got a complication that still hasn't been used. So, the three of you who are being escorted inside get inside. They bring you into the front room. It's, well, thankfully dry. It smells a shade better than the hall did. Not so much like goat or cow. And there aren't many people around. They explain that most everyone who lives here is sleeping right now in the sleeping quarters. But they can find you a place, maybe next to the kitchen to sleep in, just the floor again. Griffith's following them inside, or just following?
Yeah, I think she's maybe following them, looking outside, like in, just to see, like, and then like trying to see if she can keep a half eye out for where, if Verudu is getting into any trouble, because I do have the keen-eyed. Your eyesight is as sharp as an eagle, so I think she's pretty good to try and see in the distance, even with a little bit of range. She's gonna try and keep a little bit of an eye on that, and then also just try and see what her indoor allies are up to, like looking in from the window, being sneaky all outside.
Okay. Verudu, who rolled a complication while sneaking around, you get a better lay of the land. The barn and the house are kind of in a like this, one's here situation. And as you are turning a corner of the house, you slip in the mud and find yourself, as you sort of slide past the corner, looking straight up at a group of other guards. It's about four of them carrying clubs and things like that. So they look Dan, who are you and why are you here?
She's gonna try and spin something about how she got separated from her group and she followed their tracks this way, and she's not sure where they are.
Okay. Willpower plus persuasion? Willpower plus persuasion.
Will plus persuasion. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm buying an extra die. One is under.
Okay.
I had to get under 9. It worked.
Oh, your group then. Where were they going?
Somewhere around here.
Well, come inside with us. We'll sort this out when we're not in the rain.
Sounds great.
Those of you inside, you are directed to a small kind of corner of the kitchen, and you can sleep here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Don't go snooping around.
Wouldn't dream of it.
No. And they turn and they walk back. Walk off.
What do you think that's about? Don't go sniffing around.
Because there's something for us to find,
I mean, yeah, obviously.
obviously.
Well, go on.
Time for me to go snooping around, yes.
Exactly.
I'm gonna wait for I just put up a thing, just wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
I just listen for them to hear if they've actually left or they're standing outside the door.
It does seem like they've actually left.
Sorry, it does or
It
doesn't?
does seem like they've actually left, yeah.
Okay. How far in the house are we? Is it the kitchen's near the front door, or is it
It's near the back door.
all right. In that case, I'm going to go towards the back door and see if there's anyone guarding it.
All right. No, there's not.
No.
And I guess quick question for everybody, considering the time we have left.
Let's do 1:30. Let's
1:30?
do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is
So-
very interesting. I'm enjoying it, but
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, time is what time is, and I'd like to, probably finish it, an adventure with you guys. So in that case, I'll maybe narrate / summarize a little bit going
Please.
into the final moments.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those of you inside, or who are brought inside, Verudo has to sneak away from the guards, who essentially put her under guard for while they try to figure out what to do. The others, you're able to, as you do look around, there are turns out there are a number of people here, a lot of them sleeping in sort of dormitory-like areas that are awash with the smoke of incense and other dream-inspiring things and soporific elements. Avoiding violence by just not bothering anybody, you do find your way to the cellar, where something feels just odd about it. And a tunnel beckons you into a space below ground where you eventually barge into a large open chamber that has air colder than outside, especially with the rain giving you all a bit of a shiver. There are broad pillars in a rough ring that support a domed ceiling above you, and at the center is an old open stone well. Flickering torches light the chamber, and there's a sort of chaotic pattern of loops and angled lines and unfamiliar iconography in ash white paint all over the floor. There are figures in the center of the room that draw your attention. 5 hooded people surround the well, kneeling between the columns with their arms raised and heads bowed, chanting in low tones. They're not in sync and don't all seem to be saying the same thing. So it's kind of difficult to actually hear what is going on. But there's something strange about the way their shadows move behind and below them. On either side of the well and facing each other are 2 men of middle age who look very similar. Must be a familial connection. They are naked to the waist with a chest and back covered in tattoos and ritual scars, and each has a short blade at their belt. The younger looking one holds a clay urn, and the older one is leaning forward, hands resting on the edge of the open well and peering down into the depths. A port wine birthmark covers the left side of his face. The tone of his voice unnerves you, as if he's much closer than he actually is. His hands are bloodied, and you can't quite tell, but you think that there are bodies at his feet. The 2 men react to your entrance. The older one's face anger crossing it. "I will not be interrupted. Deal with them." And the hooded figures near the pillars sort of stand up in a very eerie synchronicity, but their movements are sort of erratic and rather unnatural. The two men turn back towards each other, and the well and the urn are beginning canting. So the battle begins, and we will start with can Asuka make an insight and observation test, difficulty 3? You need 3 successes for it.
Sorry, who
Asuka,
was doing the roll? Yeah.
Okay, me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, you, Asuka.
Yep, I am there. I am got dice.
Aksuka.
Okay, what is that? I have a 4 and a 19.
Okay.
Hopefully the 4 does it.
Unfortunately, no, but that's all right.
Oh,
Okay. You
Well
needed
done.
3 successes total. So
Oh.
a 4, a 19, and then 2 more
Something better.
below.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so the five figures
Hmm.
advance on you, and initiative will go with start with you guys. So Chris, you can go first.
All right.
I got it.
So there's people in between me and the people doing the chanting, correct?
Yep.
And how many are there?
5.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to run up to the first one the way, and try and clear a way for Costas,
Okay.
and I will make my first attack. I'm going to add 2 dice of momentum,
Okay.
and that
That costs 3.
that burns. Sorry, that burns 3.
Yep. 1 and
Okay.
2.
Ooh, 2.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. You still win by 1.
All right, sweet. So that's 5 dice, and then one for the success, or 2 for the successes.
Sorry, 5 dice. 1
5
for
dice?
the successes if you're
Okay.
spending the momentum on bonus damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you so much, Custom Blink, for getting us to 3,500 for the day. Thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Custom.
Honk, honk, honk. Shoo. How much does this damage do?
Okay, ones and twos are 1s and 2s, and 5s and 6s are 1s plus.
So math is so hard. 4 damage plus 2 of damage effect, which is parry. So I guess that doesn't do anything here.
Not in this case, but that's enough to take out one of them.
All right, got him. All right, stop whatever they're doing. I'm gonna pass the process.
Okay.
I'm going to stop whatever they're doing. You know what? We have all this shiny momentum. I'm going to buy 3 dice because I can.
Yeah.
And let's go stab somebody. Let's
Which
go grab
one?
some dice.
Oh.
Well, who are you?
Boy,
attacking?
that's a... how many of them are there right there? So there's...
There's the 2 chanting guys, and then the 4.
It's got to be a chanting guy.
Okay. Which one? The one with the birthmark, or the younger one?
The one with the birthmark. I don't like it. I'm prejudiced against that birthmark, and I'm going to stab him a good amount. That's a 17. I'm going to reroll that with my specialty, which didn't do anything, but that's cool. Okay, so it is agility plus...
Fighting?
plus melee, so 12. So I'm looking at 1, 2... Only 3 successes for all of that. Or only
you only succeed by 1.
Oh, that's rough.
All right, roll your damage.
All right. That, however, is pretty good. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage plus an effect.
All right. Your sword, or
Yeah, it's with the gladius. So that
Okay.
I will use the piercing effect
okay.
to pierce his brain. I'm gonna pierce it.
Okay, and sorry, how much was the rest of the damage?
So it was 6 plus 1 piercing.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you run up to him, barrel through, and your gladius just dives into his gut and out his back. Not enough to take him down mechanically, for the record, but enough for him to howl and turn back to snarl at you as he raises his arm up to fight you back. But pick your next actor.
I'm going to pick. Let's go with Gerfred.
All right,
Shoot his
Gerford's
ass.
gonna take her bow and shoot his ass. How much momentum do we have, Kelly?
9. We have 9 presently.
I will add 2 dice.
Okay, so we have 6 left.
Oh wow, that's a 1 on
Oh,
one of those dice. So that's 2, that's 4, that's 5 successes.
holy crap!
Oh, okay, you win by 4.
Nice. Okay. So that's a 5 for my thingy. All right, let me just get dice roll.
So how many dice is that totally rolling?
96.
Holy crap!
Nice.
Just one or two. Just one or two.
Mhm. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and a the thingy, an effect, which is piercing. So 7 points of piercing, or 7 points plus 1 piercing. Pew 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 pew.
Okay.
How dead is he?
He's not
He's
at
dead.
all.
That was fast.
Go for main
So-
chanty guy with his birthmark. It's pew.
So you run him through, and for a moment his expression softens, and his eyes lose this sort of wild look they had. At last the nightmare ends. Destroy the urn, quickly. He looks at the other man with his eyes widening, and then back to you.
What?
So, yeah, pick your next person.
Who's good at smashing things? I don't know which way you're pointing. Christine, are you pointing at Christine?
Yeah, sure. Christine or Cal? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Get the urn, Verdu.
All right. Sure. I will smashy smash. Shall I just like lift and drop it? Just
This is the victory we have to earn.
Boo!
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 Almost as bad as my saw joke.
All right. Good night, everybody.
It's worse.
Because I saw
who's
you
going
pulled
after-
off your hat to reveal another hat. Backwards.
The wig reveal several hours in, just like, haha!
Oh, God. Okay, we've hit that time.
The hair and
All
hats
hope
are
is
getting
lost.
unruly.
Whoever's going after the so wait, when Verda's going after the urn, yeah,
Yeah.
The man holding it tries to keep it back. He says, "No, it's a mistake. We need it to banish the Druiden." And like kind of tries to roll down and get closer to the other guy, who's now lying dead, of course.
I'm gonna try and make it smash, regardless.
All right, make an attack roll.
Okay.
Christine, before you roll,
Uh-huh.
don't forget that you can spend a fortune point to turn one of those dice automatically to a 1, and we have 6 momentum left.
Why not extra die?
Okay.
Do we have like what? Sorry, fortune points?
So you have fortune points on your sheet. You can spend one of them to put your dice down, one of those dice down as a 1. So an automatic.
Fortune points on my sheet?
Just
I was gonna say when you looked
Okay.
at fortune,
Just
I
do
was
it.
like, I don't see it.
Okay, I will happily use one to mark one down.
Okay, and then roll the rest.
Okay. So one of the 3 just won't get rolled because it's automatically down then.
Yeah, it just auto crits.
Okay, so I rolled a 3 and a 7 then.
Those are both successes.
That,
In
that
fact-
3 is probably a crit too.
No, not if we're using fighting.
Oh, okay.
If it was athletics, then yes, it would meet.
Okay. Well, you managed to smash the urn from his hands. It crashes against a wall and breaks open. A dark ash spills out. And that's that. No sign of
Nothing bad happens, so
nothing bad happens. No.
or at least nothing obviously bad happens.
Yes. The man just oh no, and thumps his fist against the ground.
Are we the Vandals? Are we
No,
the
we're the
Vandals
Romans.
here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Rodul kind of looks a little shifty.
The man kind of de facto surrenders himself. If you want to move him or do anything before any help can get here, he just follows your lead. You can see that there were in fact bodies be at the other man's feet, and you can see blood stains leading into the well in front of you.
Oh, that's not nice.
Heading back to the village, you're greeted by Mildred, who, upon hearing your story, thanks you for ending the group, and offers you, of course, lodging and food should you ever need to pass through here again.
I really don't super want to hang out here any longer.
No.
I'm kind of good, actually.
You don't want to go take over that longhouse and creepy room? No, not so much.
With the worms
No.
and the goats and the watchers from the ceiling.
Yeah.
That was the barn. Oh, no, not the barn. That was the hall. Yeah.
Ceiling goats.
Does
Yeah.
anyone want to go to the beach or something? I could go for a beach.
I think,
Oh, yeah,
North
that'd
Sea?
be nice. It's been really
Baltic.
rainy. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Leaving you, of course, free to find what you can bring to assist the caravan on its way to Lorium, even heading ahead to get more assistance along the way. And yeah, that's the now truncated version of Rude Awakening for Cohors Cthulhu. If you want to read more on it or dig in deeper, the quick start is on drive-through RPG.
Nice.
It's
Yay.
yeah, there's a lot more going on than we're able to get into.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, about how
Yeah.
long is it designed for?
Yeah.
what's that?
About how long is it designed for? So this is a 3-hour session.
Yeah,
How much
Hard
did
to
what
say.
percentage did we do compared to what's on Drive-Thru RPG?
I mean, I'd say quite a bit actually.
Oh,
The manor has some more investigation you can do, finding the tunnels and going into them. You can ask around town, talk to other people, but because you didn't, and there's that attack the first night, it triggered the
triggered something.
explanation from Mildred, which in this case just sent you guys in the right direction. But there are other scenes you can spend threat to activate other sort of small scenes, like the cultists fighting with just regular villagers and things like that, to really drive home that A, there seems to be two groups of people here. B, one of those groups of people don't always know that they are that group of people, and it's impossible to find out who. And then, just that there's much more kind of under the scenes or behind the scenes. I would say, because it's also hard to gauge considering we're all a little bit weary.
Loopy.
I would say maybe, I think another another hour could cover like a lot more, like cover everything else in the event that you didn't.
Okay.
But there's stuff like, you know, learning more about the family who owns that manor and things like that. So,
So yeah, potentially with like more role play or something, you could always have gotten maybe 2 sessions out of it type thing.
yeah, exactly. Because
For a
it's
quick start.
Yeah.
it's a pretty I think it's a pretty well designed one, and it's good at guiding you through things. I muddled the rule or two here and there, but it's just for the sake of expedience.
Of course.
And no one dying right away.
The system's really nice.
Yeah, if because this one isn't out yet, it's very similar to their Octoon Cthulhu game that's out right now. So it's World War II with the mythos, and they're both in the same sort of series. So they're connected in terms of like their greater meta setting, and you know, with time travel, as some Cthulhu stuff does, why not go back and forth? But yeah, so I think it's intending to kickstart for October.
Nice.
But then a lot of stuff is ready for it, so it would be one of those like pretty quick turnaround ones once the campaign ends. And some looks like some nice stuff planned out for it in the long run. So
Nice.
I would say it's on the lighter side of 2d20, like a lot of the current ones are, but might sort of occupy the same kind of heroic-ish fantasy that Conan was covering, but less crunchy in the same way. So,
That's fair.
yeah. So should we sign off?
So,
No Cthulhu, kill. Yes.
Do we want to? Do people want to say where they're from, who they are, where you can find them?
Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Should I start? Or should I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Simon. I was the game master for Cohors Cthulhu Rude Awakening. You can find that quick start on ttrpg.com. I review games over at www.thetabletopalmanac.wordpress.com. And you can find me on the Onyx Path Twitch channel, second Wednesday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern, doing an introductory series to Mage the Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition. In our second season, sometimes interviews, sometimes just guidance and talking through stuff. But it's always a good time. And thank you for having me here on Dork Tales. It's always a great time to play with you guys. And it was fun to run one and have a conclusion, unlike They Came From Beyond the Grave, which may happen one day where we play the second half, if you haven't already done that without me. But that's okay.
We haven't.
Oh, okay. All right. So I will pass along. Thanks, everyone, for watching and donating.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for getting us 3,500. I've been Kelly. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Kelle.
I'm Kelle from up the road. You will see me next. Well, you won't, because I'll be in bed. I'll be
Please
back
don't
on
see
Sunday. Yeah, I know. I'll be back on Sunday. I am actually going to be running Brindlewood Bay. I am very excited for that. And then I am in the Jimmy Buffett game, where I plan to be a very exhausted healer who just tells everybody to go find a witch doctor or something. I'm on vacation.
Sounds good. Down to Christine.
Hello, I've been Christine. You can find me as Lady Liliana on Twitch or on most social medias. Otherwise, you can find me tomorrow night on Dork Tales doing, playing part of Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Thanks.
And then I'll be
Robin.
back on Sunday.
Hello, I've been Robin, and you can come see me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific running Monster of the Week Mishap at the Mill, which is guaranteed to be a spoopy kind of horror themed game that probably will have saws activated and trying to kill some monster hunters.
Would you like to
but yeah.
play a game?
Yeah. I will, I'm looking forward to doing that. So yeah, come say hi at the 3 p.m. and donate to affect the game. And yeah. Thanks for running this, Simon. This has been great.
All right. And Chris.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chris again. Again, thank you so much, Simon, for running the game tonight. That was super fun. Always love to hop in Mythos and Roman time period things. My brain is rapidly approaching Jello, and you may see me later this weekend, perhaps if there's vacancies that need to be filled, or you might see me on another time at a different Dork Tales channel thing. Who knows? Impossible to tell. And what was that? Oh, you can find me on Twitch as BlackBoulderNA, and you can find me on other internet places as Boulder something else. So good luck, have fun, and thank you all for a really great evening.
Yeah, fair. There's always room for Jello, but there's no more room for us. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, in Twitch, let's go raid the natural 20s. Oh, God, I'm tired. Oh, let's go get some sleep. I'll see you all in about 6 hours.
I'll see you at the same time tomorrow.
Oh, God, that's
Kids on
true.
bikes.
You will, because we're going to be kids on bikes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a kid in bed.
Nice.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.